Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Another very busy day. Extreme vetting of those seeking asylum may soon be a reality in the USA. We'll deal with that in our second segment. But first, the pro-illegal immigration movement, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. With President Trump signing executive orders to build a wall on the southern border and threatening sanctuary cities with a funding penalty, all hell's breaking loose. Many on the left simply do not want immigration law to be enforced. The cold truth is they want anarchy. They believe that everyone has a right to come to America for whatever reason. Some of these people advocate open borders with no restrictions on traveling to the USA. Some of them believe that the poor must be accommodated in every way. And some people who support illegal immigration do so for political reasons. Logic dictates that if America's immigration laws are unfair, Congress should change them, right? But right now, Talking Points believes what we have is pretty reasonable, the laws we have. You apply to come to the USA, and your application is either accepted or rejected. If you simply show up with no papers, you're violating U.S. law. Yet Governor Jerry Brown of California, Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York, Governor John Hickenlooper of Colorado, just to name a few, say they will not obey immigration law. That, of course, is a violation of their sworn oath to uphold the laws of the United States. You don't get to pick and choose. So there really isn't any legal argument here. It's all about theory and politics. President Trump campaigned on ending the illegal alien madness. So let's take a look at what he wants to do. Right now, there are 654 miles of fencing along the southern border with Mexico. That leaves 1,300 miles of border without a barrier. Mr. Trump's going to expand the fencing and rename it a wall. It will not be constant. There are areas that don't need barriers because natural barriers prevent crossings. The primary reason a wall is needed is that tons of narcotics are being smuggled from Mexico into the USA. That's a scandal, and Mexico will not stop it, blaming the U.S. for drug consumption. But it's clear that Mexico is a passive partner in the drug and people smuggling industries. Therefore, that country should pay for at least part of the wall. I mean, here's how bad it is. The Mexican drug lord, El Chapo, is here in New York City right now because the Mexican government cannot put him on trial. He escaped twice from Mexican prisons. The most notorious criminal in the country escaped twice. The sad truth is Mexico's corrupt and cannot stop the drug cartels from doing their evil business and will not stop millions of migrants from crossing its territory and entering into the USA illegally. Again, that is Mexico's fault. So if a barrier stops some of the drugs, why would anyone object to that? And today, President Trump suggested Mexico may have to pay a 20% tariff to fund the wall. This is all way too much for the Mexican president. He canceled a meeting next week with President Trump, who addressed the issue this afternoon.
The President of Mexico and myself have agreed to cancel our planned meeting scheduled for next week. Unless Mexico is going to treat the United States fairly, with respect, such a meeting would be fruitless, and I want to go a different route.
Now, it really doesn't matter who canceled what. What does matter is that last year, 560 pounds of heroin were confiscated at the Mexican border, 560 pounds. That's just a fraction of the heroin that got through. As you may know, 50,000 people died in 2015 from drug overdoses in the USA. By the way, more than 8,000 pounds of methamphetamine were confiscated at the border, but most again got through. So if you object to a wall designed to prevent drugs from being smuggled in here, what is your rationale? Now on to the sanctuary cities. It's clear President Trump is not ready to deport illegal aliens who do not commit crimes in the USA. Said that again yesterday. It is the criminal aliens that are being targeted by Homeland Security. Left-wing politicians know that, but lie about it.
New York City has 500,000 undocumented people. We want them to come forward and work with the police if they see a crime, if they're a victim of the crime. If they believe by talking to a police officer they will get deported and be torn apart from their family, they're not going to work with police.
That's not the issue. Mayor de Blasio, an uber leftist, completely avoids the criminal alien subject, always trying to deflect the sanctuary city situation onto house painters and chambermaids. So dishonest. In Chicago, where the mayor cannot control gang violence, he remains defiant on criminal aliens.
We're going to stay a sanctuary city. There is no stranger among us. We welcome people, whether you're from Poland or Pakistan, whether you're from Ireland or India or Israel, and whether you're from Mexico or Moldova, where my grandfather came from. You are welcomed in Chicago as you pursue the American dream.
So you're welcome in Chicago even if you are a criminal alien, a felon. You're welcome in the Windy City because sanctuary cities do not flag undocumented criminals for federal authorities. They refuse to do that. That's the crux of the matter, that irresponsible politicians like de Blasio and Emanuel put their own people at risk for political gain. Neither man would be in office without pandering to the people who have recently come to this country and who may not understand the danger of sanctuary cities. It is political demagoguing at its worst, but it has some support.
You are xenophobic. You are homophobic. You are pitting Americans against Americans. And fair-minded, smart Americans are not going to stand by passively and let you pit us against one another.
You being President Trump. This week there were demonstrations in places like New York City, Washington, San Francisco, Denver, protesting against President Trump's executive orders. But again, exactly what are these people objecting to? Trying to stop narcotics from coming in here? Trying to get a handle on illegal aliens who commit crimes? Are they objecting to that, really? Part of Mr. Trump's executive action orders Homeland Security to make public a comprehensive list of criminal actions committed by aliens on a weekly basis. Also to list jurisdictions that fail to honor federal detainers with respect to undocumented criminal aliens. The Trump administration wants you, the folks, to know the full extent of the problem. Finally, the Government Accountability Office, an independent, nonpartisan agency that works for Congress, says that in the year 2015, 22,000 high-risk air travelers were prevented from coming to the USA. In that same year, more than 8,000 known or suspected terrorists tried to get in here, but were thwarted. So if protesters and these loony mayors think that open borders and lax immigration enforcement are good things, they're idiots and deserve to be scorned. Breaking it down, sanctuary cities and counties promote anarchy. If the left doesn't like immigration law, petition Congress to change it. If the mayors refuse to obey federal law, President Trump should cut off federal funds immediately. And that's a memo.